Good evening, everybody. My name is Bubby Craft, and today we're going to be building another engine out of the what I'm calling Real World series, as opposed to Railway series, Edward. And we're going to start off with making sure that our station is in build mode, and we're going to choose a double axle modern, place that down, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to choose the double axle. Where is it? Large create style bogey. And we want to place that so that the piston looking thing overlaps the first or the back wheel here, just to give it kind of a closeness. I know Edward doesn't have pistons and everything like that, but we're working with what we have and we're just gonna just go with it. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we place down our nice border of white slabs. Again, you can use any color slab you like, any color white slab. You don't have to use this type of slab. If you're using my mod pack, this is the Dave's Building Extended White Steel Slab. And we're going to make sure that we place down a 7x3 for just the slabs. And then we're going to go back through the back there, and we're going to place down 2 full blocks with one slab in the middle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a block of the blue slashed loco metal, a block of the blue copper wrapped loco metal, and then we're just going to repeat that once more, and then once more. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to place down 4 more blocks on top of the ones that you just placed in that order as well. And then we're going to switch to the copycat step. And what we're doing here is we're placing down copycat steps like so. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a boiler for us when we place down the specific types of blocks inside of those copycat steps. It's going to give us a neat little effect. A boiler without those round boiler blocks, if you can believe it. I think it's pretty cool. Let's build ourselves a firebox, or smoke box, whatever you want to call it. We'll place down a couple of these copycat half panels on the bottom. We're going to grab the wood burner smokestack and we're going to right click it so that it turns off the smoke particles. And we're going to grab a little tiny coal burner smokestack, and you can leave that one running. That's going to give the curved shape to the firebox here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a copycat headstock and right click the bottom of that wood burner smokestack so that you have this effect there. Copycat half panel right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on either side of the wood burner smokestack. Just shift right, if you're floating like me, shift right click, but just right click those on to give yourself the front of Edward, or the firebox, smoke box, whatever. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a copycat beam filled with the blue loco metal and place that down for our boiler bobble steam dome. And we're going to place down on the back side here 2 of the blue slashed loco metal. Wait, I'm sorry, we actually needed to remove those. My apologies. And remove that guy. That's right. Okay. I forgot. We're doing something different here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to remove these bottom copycat steps right here, and we're going to place down copycat stairs filled with the blue. And there's that. That's going to be that effect there. We're going to grab ourselves a fluid tank as well as a whistle. Fluid tank's gonna go on top. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. The fluid tank's gonna go right there, and then whistle on top of that. Right click that whistle until it's the smallest one. So Edward has a tiny little peep. Little peep peep. And we're going to shift right click a couple of copycat panels and fill those in with the copper wrapped blue locomotive. And then that's basically the boiler and firebox, smokebox, whatever you want to call it, for Edward taken care of. We're going to grab a couple of iron support wedges, place those on the front there just to give a little bit of styling. We're going to clear our palette. Grab a copycat half panel, buffer, screw link coupler, red locometal smokebox, and red slashed locometal. Place down buffers and coupler, oh, and some red dye. And we're gonna do the smoke box on the couplers just to give a little bit of flair, but you can also do the red slash locometal just to make Edward a little more plain. And you know, it's up to you. Edward is generally a freight engine, like he'll pull freight, but he does occasionally pull passenger, so it's up to you. You can do the smoke box or the red slash locometal just to kind of do something different, whatever you prefer to do. Now we're going to place the red slash locometal in our offhand and place down the half panels all the way to the back. Like so. And there we go. Next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have a copycat panel in our inventory. You know what, actually I'm going to grab this one that doesn't have NBT data to it. We're going to place down a copycat panel for temporary and get rid of the temporary and keep this guy here. Same thing, copycat panel for temporary, click again, get rid of this one here. And now we're just going to build our cab right there. Inside of the cab will come afterwards. We're going to fill these with the bamboo trapdoors, just because, you know, why not? Place down a couple of panels on the inside here to make a C shape. That'll also give us the ability to put windows on the front there. And on the inside, I have the blue slash locometal, but you can do whatever you'd like. As far as the blue, we're going to grab some train controls and a seat. Place down our train controls and our seat. Put down a ladder on either side there so we have a way to get in and out of Edward. we're gonna grab our copycat layers. Place down a couple of rows of layers. Our standard roof. Grab some slices. Place those on either side. And then the deep slate tiles. You can do whatever color you'd like for the roof. I just like the deep slate tiles. It gives a nice black color. I like that. Now you officially have the engine for Edward complete. One thing that you can do is you can add a couple of vertical slices. I do this for a design choice because I like how this looks, and I did the same thing for Thomas, so I'm going to do the same thing for Edward. You don't have to add those if you don't want to. You can decorate your Edward however you want. It is entirely up to you. So we're going to clear our palette again. Oh wait, I forgot to do the red dye on the buffers, just to keep everything kind of copacetic and in line. I totally forgot that's what I was going to be doing on these from now on. There we go. Now to make our tender. For the tender, we're going to grab the copycat slab and the copycat panel and the copycat half panel, as well as the copycat layer. Essentially what we're going to be doing is making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. We're going to start like this. Oops. By 3. If you're wondering what keeps happening, if you take any random block and you just right click, it will place down a bogey in this version of extended bogeys. I think it's a bug just because it's a fork of the actual mod, which is no longer being supported. So the official mod, I believe, is no longer being supported, which is why it hasn't been updated into 1.20.1, I believe, and somebody else forked it into this version kind of thing. It's hard to explain. But we're gonna grab a train casing, and we want to do a triple axle, and we want the, I believe it's the medium tender one. Yes, it is. Okay. Perfect. And just fill in these copycat slabs with the blue loco metal. Grab your panels and run a row of panels down the front, the back, the left side, I'm sorry, the right side, the back, the left side, and then shift click a row in the front. Now we're going to grab the copper wrapped blue loco metal, place those there. And you have a couple of different options here. Option number 1, you can make yourself the furnace tender, or I'm sorry, the Fowler tender, like Edward is most commonly seen with. But you can also, because Edward was on the Furness Railway, you can also make yourself, or make Edward into the Furness Tender as well. It is your Edward. Literally make your tender however you want. If you like the way one looks over the other, great, do that. I'm just putting down those blocks there just to fill in and make it easier for me to place down these copycat layers quicker, but you don't have to fill in Edward's tender if you don't want to. You can leave it for storage. You could put item vaults in there, for example, and make Edward's tender hold stuff for you. It's entirely up to you. And we're just adding some random levels on here. And we'll grab some coal. And fill in Edward's tender. There we go. Whoops. That is not what I meant to do. Shape the coal, make it look a little bit different, unique. Clear the palette, grab the buffer and screw link coupler. Place down our buffers and our couplers. Red dye. And there we go. That completes our build of the Real World series or Railway series RWS Edward. That's gonna do it for it. If you like this, if you like this build, if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. But I would love to hear what you think in the comments section below. And as a sneak preview of what is next, we have Edward the Green Engine next, followed by Gordon, and then James. And over here is also, if I could get unstuck, oh my goodness, is also Percy. So we have all the way up through. I may even do a tutorial for this mail van as well. So kind of, let me know what you think. All that stuff. And I will see you in the next tutorial, next video, next live stream, all the stuff and things. Until then, okay, love you, bye!